we've got a special guest with us. We're going to be talking about flipping business. I mean, property flipping business. That's what we're going to be talking about. It's all about the selling, the renovation, and also making sure that you sell out houses, mortgage, etc. So I have with me here a distinguished entrepreneur and also the CEO of NK Luxury Apartment, and his name is Mr. Daniel Acquaye, a real estate entrepreneur. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Today we're going to be talking about getting started in real estate business. How do you go about that?
It's a very interesting topic, and it's in Ghana. It's there are challenges, right? It's very challenging. It's a very tough industry, but if you look at the opportunities that it presents, it's worth venturing. Yes. So even though it's very capital intensive, the gains are massive. So I would encourage everybody who wants to venture into such industry, because Ghana is a growing economy. So infrastructure is huge, is massive. So I would encourage a lot of people to venture into that, because we are the future.
We are the future, definitely.
I'm wondering, can just about anybody start this kind of business, or you need some knowledge before you can start?
First and foremost, you need knowledge, right? If you are venturing a business that you don't have knowledge in it, it's the tendency that you're going to feel is very high, right? And so, I mean, anybody can do it, especially, you can learn, right? You can learn, and today you can learn from everywhere.
Everywhere,
right?
yeah.
You have your phones, you have YouTube and all these things. A very smart person, I wouldn't say that you need to have a university degree or something like that to start. No.
Okay.
But if you are a smart person, you know where to find information. Starting a real estate business, you can just type just simple question on Google, and then it will walk you through the steps
that you should take
in Ghana. But I mean, I'm saying this, it may look very simple, but we all know that it's not that easy.
Simple.
Yeah.
You need some capital. You need it. This industry is capital intensive, and you would actually have to build yourself.
Capital wise.
Correct.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you have to get like $1 billion to start. If you have $1 billion, thank God for $1 billion. But if you have little, you can start from somewhere, right? You can start from the back, and then with your pursuance, with your tenacity, with your ability to stay on working on something, I believe that will push you through.
Okay.
And how do you identify properties to flip?
Very interesting. You need to have connections, right? And I mean, connections are not built in a day.
Yeah.
Right? For every venture that you want to undertake, you should have a dream, right? You just don't wake up and say, okay, I'm going to do it, right?
Yeah.
You should be preparing. We're from somewhere. We didn't just get to where we are, right?
Okay.
So if somebody has that kind of ideology, you need to begin to build
From there.
connections, right? You go to places, like you talk to people, you just ask questions, wherever, people build, and then by so doing, you kind of get one or two people connected, right?
Okay.
And so then you begin to, when you talk to people, and then you tell them that, okay, this is what I want to venture. Sometimes it can, you will definitely have people who don't trust you. That's okay. But some way, somehow, with the connections that you move along and all of that, with the learning that you are embarking on, and then perhaps you see so many things, right?
Okay.
You see properties, you see people, and you see people's houses they want to sell. You see land, flipping houses is not only well completed house or
houses that have been built and are not done yet.
Exactly. Even lands, I can say we flip, right?
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I want to get into the flipping business with real estate and I don't have the money, do I have to go to the bank? Do I have to have donors that can support me to start with?
We all know the problem in this country, right? If we want to go to a place like a bank, right, they need collateral. They need you to provide something of assurance to say that, yes, if we give you the money, you are able to pay, right? But still, like I said, you have to build capacity one way or the other. You can start, investing whatever money that you have. based on how sometimes you will relate to these banks, they can look at your credit history and then perhaps give you something.
Okay.
However, building connection, family, relatives, and stuff like that. Perhaps, maybe if you are blessed to inherit something from your parent family and all of that, that's good.
Yeah.
But if you are like myself, who did not have anything, and my dream of doing this started way back. So I began to build capacity.
So how many years now?
I'll say it's been more than 25 years.
Wow.
That's a lot of years.
That's a lot of years.
Yes, it's been more than 25 years, and it was in me, and so I began working on it, going through different paths and stuff like that, and then, when the time was right, I believe that God made, things happen, right? And so coming back to your question, how do you, to the banks and stuff like that? You can try. It's the worst thing they'll say is you are disqualified. Right? So I will try.
Yeah.
Not trying is you don't know. You don't know what
you have to take the step.
You have to take the step.
True.
So go there. Talk to people. You need help. Talk to people.
The right people.
The right people, right? And talk to as many people as you can.
Okay.
Listen, you need somebody who say you need a destiny helpers. You can talk to 1,000 people. God will shine you with one person.
Okay.
How about if I don't talk to
You are becoming a pastor this morning.
What are some of the common mistakes that new property flippers do, and how can they avoid them?
That's we all have to research. We all have to do our due diligence, and then when we are venturing into things like that. Mistakes, Ghana and litigations. Yeah, it's massive, right? So if you are not careful and perhaps you get into a property or you go get a property that is not really well sorted in terms of the paperwork and all of that, in terms of family issues and all of that, you can see, okay, somebody will just lead you on. Oh, see, you'll be shocked that one property will have like 4 or 5 papers. This guy is having an indenture. His father left it for him. Another son, another daughter, and that kind of thing. But you have to work with the what is it?
The lawyers,
the land,
the police, the land
exactly,
commission.
right? So if somebody says this thing belongs to me, right? Listen, you have to be smart. You have to be smart. Just go and check. Go to the registrars, general in terms of lands and stuff like that. And it's I know that it's mostly whom you know, but listen, a determined person who wants to do this, you don't sleep.
You don't sleep. One of the tips that I got about some years ago from an expert like you was that if you're going to buy a land or you're going to buy a property, make sure you have a lawyer. You go with your lawyer. Quickly do that, because if you don't do that, you go with the police and then your lawyer before you even pay. Because if you don't do these things, chances are they can take advantage of you.
So how do you avoid overpaying for a property?
So sometimes you have to check the area, like some of the properties that have been sold within the area. Sometimes location sells, right? Location sells, and so you're talking about a place like East Legon, right? We know, and the name itself has a tag. The name has a tag.
Yeah.
Okay. The land, the building, and everything. Okay. So you have to check for prices, right? Sometimes, they can quote $5 million, $4 million, $1 million, $500,000. And then you tell me that, this area sells properties around this range. They come to me and say, Charlie, $200,000. That's not going to work. Right? This is somebody, they wouldn't take you serious.
They don't take you serious.
You have to do due diligence. This industry is not for mediocres. I'll be very, very honest with you. It's not like, sit up, like, I'm done. Like, no, it's for
people who are serious. And they mean business.
Exactly. And
because it could even cost you your life.
Correct.
Exactly.
You can, and everybody can do it. You cannot just do anything and just have it done. No, you have to work at it.
That's true.
Okay.
Can you share some success stories of you flipping property